the sound of the motorcycle engine, and snow all around. Riding a motorcycle through snow is an exhilarating experience that blends the thrill of the road with the serenity of nature as the engine hums beneath you and snow walls on both sides, creating a mesmerizing display of winter's artistry. The world around you transforms into a pristine white wonderland, and the road ahead glistening like a ribbon of frost. Each breath of the crisp, cold air is refreshing, filling you with a sense of freedom and adventure. The bike's tires crunch through the snow, leaving a fleeting trail that quickly fades into the winter landscape. The silence of the snow covered world is profound, broken only by the steady rhythm of your ride. It's a journey that brings you closer to the heart of nature, where every twist and turn reveals a new, breathtaking scene. Riding through the snow, you feel alive, connected to the earth in a way that's both humbling and exhilarating. The cold bites at your skin, but the beauty of the journey warms your soul, making every moment unforgettable. It's easy to get caught up in the routines and responsibilities of daily life, forgetting to pause and appreciate the small, often overlooked moments that make life meaningful. Motorcycling adds a unique dimension to this idea. Riding a motorcycle brings you closer to the world around you, making you more aware of the environment, the road, and even your own thoughts. It's a reminder that even in the middle of life's routine, there's always an opportunity to embrace the present moment, feel alive, and rediscover the joy in the journey. Motorcycling can transform the mundane into something extraordinary, offering a sense of freedom and connection that's hard to find elsewhere. We fall and then we rise again, and life goes on smoothly until we fall again. And this continues because we are living in our conditioning and the concepts that have been told to us. The whole of our life is nothing but concepts. And this world, what is this world? Is this world real or is it a mirage? The sage said, "Take this world to be a dream and be done with it." There's a story which goes on like this. Once there was a king who was lying on his bed and he slept, and then he dreamt that he was a butterfly. When he woke up all confused. So one of the servants asked, "What is wrong?" And the king said, "I don't know if I am the king who dreamt of being a butterfly, or am I a butterfly who's now dreaming that I am a king?" We perceive the world through our senses: the sense of sight, the sense of sound, the sense of touch, the sense of taste, the sense of smell, and our thoughts. Whatever is being perceived is an object, and the one who perceives is the subject. Thus, this computer is an object, this phone is an object, this snow is an object, this road is an object. And who's perceiving all these things? The perceiver, the subject. And who is that subject? It is I, the small I. The small I is the individual. The individual me perceives you. So you are an object in my perception. And vice versa. Let's go a little deeper. I can see my body. Hence, this body is an object. I can see my thoughts or perceive them. Hence, the mind is the object. And who's the perceiver of the mind? That is the real subject. Pure consciousness, pure awareness, the pure being. Hence, to perceive any object, senses are required. To perceive senses, mind is required. And to perceive this mind, there has to be consciousness. If there is no consciousness, there is no mind, there are no senses, there are no objects, there is no world. Hence, everything comes out of this consciousness. This consciousness is the basis of everything in this universe. Without the consciousness, nothing is. If there are objects and no senses to perceive, will the objects exist? If there are objects and there are senses but no mind to perceive, will the world still exist? If there are objects and if there are senses and if there is mind but no consciousness, will there be a universe? Think of consciousness as a ray. When this ray condenses, it becomes mind. When it further condenses, it becomes senses. And when it actually solidifies, it becomes an object. it becomes the world, and hence everything that we see, perceive, all our thoughts, senses, emotions, sensations, everything is just consciousness in various stages of condensation. To perceive an object, it must exist in space and it must exist in time. That is, an object can only be perceived if it has volume, that is space, and if it is there for a certain duration, that is time. However, even the science, it says now that both space and time are nothing but concepts. So anything which is appearing in a concept, it has to be a concept only. So all objects are nothing but concepts. When we see or perceive an object, we actually have perception of that object, isn't it? So this perception is basically in space and time, which, like I said before, are concepts. Hence, all objects that we see, all bodies that we see are all concepts and nothing else. So, does the world exist? Or is it a mirage? Or is it just a perception? We generally presume that if there's a word for a thing, then that thing must exist. But ponder, what is this universe prior to the word universe? Do we actually see an object, or we just have a perception of it? How did this mirage universe or this mirage world came about? And is there anything prior to consciousness? We'll find out when the journey continues.